Yo, what's good, guys? I know it's been a minute since I made a video. Shout out to the homie Brandon. He's been getting on to me for not posting. So here you go, Brandon. You're probably going to be the only person who watches this, but I hope you enjoy. Shout out to the family. This is going to be a little different from most of my other posts. I usually talk about movies and sports and anime, but today I wanted to talk about something a little bit more real. Um, I'll be honest, one of the reasons I haven't posted in a while is because I've been kind of angry, pretty angry, honestly, and pretty disillusioned. Just look at the world right now. Every day it feels like it's just going a little bit further down the drain, whether it's the disgusting war and war crimes happening in Gaza, the complete lack of justice when it comes to the Epstein files, just no accountability there. The rise of the SS, ICE in America, the horrific job market, or literally waking up to the news to war in Iran. Everything just kind of feels crappy right now. The world kind of feels crappy right now. And honestly, personally, I feel like I've been hit by these times too. I was laid off a couple of months ago. I currently have a house on the market that just refuses to sell. I've been applying to jobs on LinkedIn for God knows how long, and it feels about as useless as a screen door in a submarine. I probably applied to over 2,000 jobs with maybe a 2% response. Like, it's ridiculous. And honestly, the amount of people I know either that have already been laid off or have been told that their position is probably going to disappear within the year because of cuts or shutdowns is honestly staggering. Even the people I know with literally amazing jobs are terrified because no one knows when the guillotine is going to drop. There's just constant layoffs. And if the numbers are right, there are probably hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people who feel pretty much like me right now. It's terrible. Like, just simply put, it kind of sucks. And I've been pissed about it, angry, disillusioned. And quite honestly, if I keep it a buck, if I keep be real, I blame Donald Trump for a lot of it. Like, a lot of it. And honestly, the morons who voted for him. I don't like name calling. I really don't. I don't want to be an asshole about it. I grew up in the deep south. I know a lot of people who voted for him. I grew up with a lot of people who voted for him. And I honestly don't think everybody who voted for Donald Trump is a bad person. Like, that's not reasonable. Do I think they're all stupid? Yeah, yeah, kind of, honestly. But honestly, I think most of them are just deeply indoctrinated by a rhetoric that's been treated with such blind devotion it borders on sacrilege. It's rhetoric that's been passed down for decades before some of the people that even voted for Donald Trump were born, and will probably be passed down for decades after they pass. It has tricked people so thoroughly that they will literally vote against beneficial policies for themselves. It just makes no sense to me. We have people under the poverty line that are voting as though they're trust fund babies, like they're billionaires, like they have money in the bank. I don't get it. Every day it feels like Donald Trump has succeeded in carrying on Ronald Reagan's legacy. And for those of you who don't realize at this point, that is not a good thing. Ronald Reagan's legacy is not a good thing, just to let you guys know. Reagan started the deal decades ago. Donald Trump has finalized it. The purchase of America by the billionaire class is complete. The transaction has finally gone through. Just look around. It's done. The rich keep getting richer, the middle class is dying, and the poor just keep getting poorer. America is no longer the land of the free, it's the land of the billionaires. I literally can still like remember and visualize Donald Trump when he first ran for president. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's gonna vitalize the economy. You know, he's gonna run the economy like a company." And like even ignoring the low hanging fruit of just his bankruptcies and his failures as a businessman, it still completely baffles me that people want America to be run and molded after corporate success. Like most corporations have CEOs making around, like, I think the statistic is 285 times what the average worker salary is. Back in the 1960s, that number was closer to 21 times. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. Thank you. Most workers are stressed out. Most of them barely can make a living wage. They have little to no benefits, and they live in constant fear of layoffs. And honestly, if that sounds familiar, it literally is because that sounds like the American economy right now. As of late 2025, the top 1% of households in America control roughly 31.7% of America's wealth. 1%. The strong market that people still point to as a good sign is extremely unbalanced. This strong market is more top heavy than Larry the Lobster. Like it is just a triangle. The Institute for Policy Studies says that U.S. billionaires' wealth increased by 21% in 2025 alone. The 935 billionaires in America right now control about $8.1 trillion of wealth, which is nearly double the total amount of wealth held by the bottom 50% of Americans. Over 170 million people. And roughly a dozen of those billionaires work directly under Donald Trump. Like, let's look at the most obvious case, the one everybody knows, Elon Musk. Before COVID, Elon Musk had a net worth of around $27 billion, which is already insane. Now it's over $830 billion. $830 billion. The slice of the pie means nothing if we don't get a slice. And I'll be honest, this is not this is not just one side. This is a bipartisan issue. Nancy Pelosi, don't think I forgot about your insider trading ass either. Politicians on both sides of the aisle have been well paid to sell us out. The haves on both sides do not care. As long as they eat, they don't care about us. And on top of all of that wealth inequality, add on widespread layoffs across industries, and here we are. So congratulations to the people who wanted the economy to look like a company. It happened. And it fucking sucks. It's not fun. It's terrible. You literally would have thought that the line of billionaires behind Donald Trump when he got inaugurated would have been a clear sign to people that, maybe their interests aren't our interests. Maybe he's not necessarily for the working class. Maybe the billionaires and the billions of dollars would have, rang a bell. And honestly, it really, really, really shouldn't surprise me. We still have relatively educated people who think Ronald Reagan was a good president in big 2026. And as we all know, Ronald Reagan is the devil. F Ronald Reagan. That man was the devil. Just let me stop before this turns into a full anti-MAGA tirade because that's literally not the point of this video. I just had, I have some hate in my heart for Ronald Reagan. F him. Sorry. The point of this video, though, is there are probably hundreds of thousands of people, millions, who are just sick and tired of the state of things like myself. Sick of endlessly applying to fake LinkedIn jobs that just don't exist. Sick of waiting to be saved by a president who does not give a damn about you. and the government that's no longer built to empower you, but built to turn you into a cog that makes a billionaire another dollar. This is no way to live. This is not what life is about. This is not what we're called to be doing. Now, has shitty as all of that has been, I did not make this video just to complain. I know, like, I've complained a lot so far. I know it probably feels like that's all I'm doing, but I promise it shifts here. Because this season, honestly, has been really, really, really challenging to me. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It's challenged my identity. It's forced me to reflect. What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be living? As a Nigerian American, one thing you learn really early is that you're supposed to be one of three things. You got to be a doctor, or you got to be a lawyer, or you got to be an engineer. Well, personally, I did not like school growing up. So I chose the one that made like that wouldn't make me have to go back to school for an advanced degree. I tried to be an engineer. Bruh, bruh, when I tell you engineering is not for the faint of heart, those were two of the most miserable years of my life. I promise you. I was miserable. My God. After I had my foray in engineering, I switched to economics. And after that, I did what you're supposed to do. I graduated summa cum laude. I got a job at a big four accounting firm. I worked my way up to six figures. I stayed there about 4 years until I was absolutely burned out. I tried my hand in startups for about 2 years, lost a lot of money in startups. Then I got another six-figure job, and this time it had a nice little AI title and a little AI in the title, and I worked there for about a year. And then I worked there until the company decided to let me go, which has launched me here directly into the hellscape that is the current American job market. So then I asked myself once again, how was I supposed to be living? I did what they said I was supposed to do. I did everything I was supposed to do, and it didn't work. So what are you supposed to do when the system fails you? This is not the boomers economy. This is not the economy of old where you could be 20 and have a house by yourself. What are you supposed to do when the right way still ends up somewhere that feels hopeless? Well, I finally think I have an answer. Number one, you got to stop listening to everybody else, man. You got to stop listening to the outside noise telling you to chase the trends. I remember when I started in college, computer science was the big thing. Everyone was like, dude, you need to code. You need to switch your major to CS. That's where the money is, like you have to do CS. That's the future. You got to be a software engineer. Now software engineers are getting laid off in mass numbers too. There will always be another certificate. There will always be another degree. Always another guaranteed path to money, success, and stability. But that guarantee, I'm sorry to tell you, is a lie. Nothing in life is guaranteed but death. I know that sounds morbid, but let's be real. Don't get me wrong, though. If you have a job right now, I beg you, keep it. If you have income right now, hold on to it. If you're looking for a job, keep applying. Do not ignore sound advice, but don't ignore yourself either. Which leads me to number two. While you're in whatever season you're in, do what actually gives you energy. Find what your purpose is. I heard someone recently say, you can lose your job, but you can't lose your work. And that really resonated with me. A job is just a job, but your work is to your calling, your purpose. Growing up, I love movies. I love TV. I still do. Whether it's anime or rom-coms, I'm there. But I also grew up hearing so much negativity around TV. TV was for lazy people. Entertainment was demonized. Like, who does that? My old pastor literally used to call HBO hell's box office. Anything outside of STEM was treated like a literal waste of time. It was like burning money. I never in a million years thought there were actual career paths in entertainment and television. Didn't think it was realistic. Didn't think it existed. Sometimes in life, I wonder what life would have looked like if someone told 8-year-old Tunchi, "You like movies? Maybe you could be a director someday." Even if I ended up exactly where I am now, I think I might have been a little bit happier. Maybe. So maybe I'm making this video to be that voice to somebody else. If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a teacher, teach. If you want to be a fashion designer and make clothes and do all that good stuff, shout out to Kai Snap, design. Do the thing you would want to do regardless of if you're rich or poor, regardless of if it makes you money or not. Just do it. Nike. Because life is unpredictable. You can check all the boxes. Everything in your control can be and things outside of your control can flip the entire script. Dig deep, reflect, pray, figure out what you believe you're meant to do and go after it. And let me reiterate, I am not telling you to quit your job or stop applying. Still do your due diligence. Bills have to get paid. Trust me. Don't go and quit. Not in this market. But don't let your entire life be dictated by the whims of narcissistic billionaires and a loudmouth fascist Cheeto. They are not going to save you. In fact, they've sold you down a river without a paddle, and they don't care if you drown. But you know what they didn't realize? You're motherfucking '08 Michael Phelps. You were born for this. Whether forcefully tossed overboard or in a kiddie pool, you were born to swim. And lastly, before I forget, do not let these corporations catch you slipping. Please. Do not drink the Kool-Aid. Put it down. Don't buy the rhetoric. They do not care about you. I'm telling you, they don't care about you. I repeat, they do not care about you. These CEOs will say, "We're a family," all day long until it benefits the bottom dollar to cut you and your whole team. Be wary of any situation where that rhetoric is flippantly used. It's a tactic. Trust me, it's a tactic. Don't fall for it. Anyways, that's really all I have to say. Find your purpose. Do what gives you energy. Ignore the fads because they will fade. Yeah. Oh, all right. I'm done. Just trust yourself. Be vigilant. Stay strong. And God bless.